Hey you, and welcome to lesson 11. Today we are going to talk about abilities, can and can't, how to use them, how to pronounce them, and how to express your abilities using can and can't. We'll also talk about adverbs and adjectives and what is the difference between them and how do we use adverbs. Finally, we will take a quick quiz which you must not skip. So let's get to it. All right, let's start. Today we are talking about can and can't. What are they? They are modal verbs. They are part of the modal families. Modal verbs are part of the auxiliary family. As we said, the auxiliary mom has 4 kids. Be, do, have, and modals. The modals have many brothers and sisters, like can, could, will, would, shall, should, may, might. Those are all called modal verbs. Okay, modal verbs have a rule that applies to all of them, and that is that they are always followed by the infinitive, the bare infinitive form of the verb. What does that mean? That means if we have can in a sentence, or can't, or any other model, the verb will always be the bare infinitive. It means it will be verb 1, the base form of the verb, without any additions. There will be no ed, there will be no ing, there will be no s. If it was he, she, it, there will be no s. And, it's always the base form of the verb. Okay? No additions. All right, keep that in mind, and then let's continue. Can and can't show ability or inability. We also use them for request, permissions, and offers. We will talk about all these in today's lesson. Can and can't are modals. We covered that. Let's see the formation. So the formation is subject plus can and the base form of the verb. Okay? Subject plus can plus the base form of the verb. Negative is subject plus can plus not plus the base form of the verb. Okay? So I can do it, I can't do it. We just add the not. Not a physical not. We add not. Okay. Examples, I can speak English. You can leave early today. Can I come in, please? Let's take a look at some examples with can and can't. Note that the negative can is either cannot or cannot. It means we can write it together as one word. It's correct. Or we can write it as 2 words. If we use contraction, then we write it like this. Okay, now, one very important thing you must pay attention to, okay? The pronunciation of can and cannot. A lot of people just add the T sound at the end, so they say can't, okay? Can, can't. This is not advisable. Why is it not advisable? Because if you are talking in a sentence, it will sound exactly the same as can. So if I say, for example, I can teach or I can teach, it sounds the same. I can teach, I can't teach. I can teach, I can't teach. It sounds the same. So people don't know if you say I can or I cannot. So they will always ask you, can or cannot, can or cannot. This becomes annoying, okay? So what do? There is a little bit of a trick. There is different pronunciation for the word cannot. What is the pronunciation? There is the British pronunciation and there is the American pronunciation. Whatever you're comfortable with, you can use. The pronunciation is, for the word cannot, in American, we say can't. See, it's a little bit longer and it's got can't. You see the intonation is different. And then in the British, cannot is can't. Can't. See, it's different. Can't, can't. You can use either of those, it's fine. It will sound more clear when you speak, and people would know what you're talking about. Now, if you are saying the positive can, there is another trick also to differentiate between them so people won't get confused. Normally, can is used as a shorter version of the word, can. If it's positive, we say can. I can swim, I can play, I can teach. I can't swim, or I can't swim. I can't eat, I can't eat. So notice it's longer, it's pronounced differently, while the positive can is pronounced short as can, can. That way, everybody will be able to understand you and you wouldn't have to repeat yourself. So, I can do it. I can't do it. See? Completely different. Easier to detect. Now you know what I'm talking about. All right, so let's take a look at some examples. I can write a letter. I can write a letter. I can't write a letter. You can write a letter. You can't write a letter. He or she can write a letter. He or she can't write a letter. We can write a letter. We can't write a letter. You can write a letter. You can't write a letter. They can write a letter. They can't write a letter. Easy peasy. All right. The question form of the can and can't is the same. We just put it up top. We put it at the beginning of the sentence, just like we do with any other auxiliary question. So it will be, can I write a letter? Can you write a letter? Can he write a letter? Can she write a letter? Can they write a letter? So we just put it up top. Normally, this is any question that starts with an auxiliary, whether it's a model, whether it's can or is or do. It is called a short question. This question has a short answer. So if it's positive, you say, yes, I can, or no, I can't. If it's, if it's positive, you say, yes, I can, or if it's negative, you say, no, I can't. Okay? Or yes, you can, no, you can't, and so on. Making offers in English using can. We use can to make offers in a polite way. We use it to sound more polite. Like, for example, we can say, can you do me a favor? Can you do me a favor? That means I need your help in something. Can you do me a favor? Okay, this is not an offer. This is a request. Can I get you a drink? This is an offer. An offer is when you offer something to someone. You are the one who is offering, who's doing them something. A request is when you are the one who is receiving the thing, whatever it was, okay? So offer is giving, request is receiving, okay? So the first one, can you do me a favor? I'm asking to be the recipient, the receiving end. So this is a request. Can I get you something? This is an offer because I'm the one who is doing the action or the offering. Okay? We can say, would you like some help? This is also another way to make an offer without can, but also would is still a model. Can I help you? Can I give you a hand with that? What does that mean? Can I give you a hand? Like I cut off my hand and give it to you? No. This is a phrase, a hypothetical phrase. It means if you give someone a hand, it means help them. Okay, let's see using can for permissions and requests. We can use can to ask for something or to do something, offer. Ask for something is request, or to ask other people to do things for us. This is still a request, okay? So we can use can for offer or for permission or for request. Permission if we ask if it's okay if we do something. Here are some examples. Can I open the window in here? Can I open the window in here? That is a permission. You're asking for permission. If permission, it means you ask if it's okay to do something. Can I open the window in here? Can I take a break now? Can I exit the room? This is permission. Then we have, can we sit here? This is also permission. Can I have 2 coffees and a Coke, please? This is request. Can I have 2 coffees and a Coke, please, when you go to a restaurant or a cafe? Can you help me? Request. I need your help. Can you get me the menu, please? Request. At the restaurant, you ask for the menu. Can you tell me the time, please? Again, request. You want to know what time it is. How to reply to a request. You can say, for example, if somebody says, can I open the window in here? Sure, go ahead. Sure, go ahead. That is positive. No problem. Still positive. It means, yeah, no problem. Go ahead, open the window. Okay? No worries. That means still, no problem. Go ahead, open the window. Yes, sure. Yes, of course you can. Now, let's take a look at the answers for someone. If someone says, can you help me? Of course. Sure. Certainly. Certainly, it means, it's another form of saying sure. Okay? Negative reply. If you want to reply in a no, then it's a negative reply. So if someone says, can I open the window in here? You say, actually, I prefer it closed. Actually, I prefer it closed. Or, I'm sorry, but I'm cold. I'm sorry, but I'm cold. Can we sit here? Sorry, the seat is taken. Sorry, the seat is taken. You say this if you don't want someone to sit on that seat, or if you are keeping that seat for a friend of yours or someone else is coming. So you say, sorry, that seat is taken. Or you can say, I'm sorry, but you can't. Someone else is sitting here. You can't. Someone else is sitting here. Sorry or I'm sorry makes the negative reply polite. Okay, so you wouldn't hurt people's feeling. Now the grammar rules. We talked about this already. There is no S with he, she, it if we have can in the sentence. So he can swim, not he can swims. That's wrong. She can cook, not she can cooks. Or he can clean very well. We don't say he can cleans, okay? Base form of the verb. No additions to the verb. If we talk in the past, we normally would say could or would. We will use the past form of the verb can, which is could. But we don't change the verb. The verb stays the same, okay? We don't use the past form of the verb or ing form of the verb or any other forms of the verb. Okay. Let's talk about adjectives and adverbs now. Now, adjectives and adverbs are different. What is the difference between adjectives and adverbs? Normally, like regular adverbs are adjectives that we add ly to. So clear will become clearly. Quick will become quickly. Okay? Those are normal adjectives. Normal adjectives and adverbs. You just add, those are the regular ones. We just add ly. But they're not all like that. Now, what is an adjective? An adjective is a word that describes a noun. Okay? Adjectives is used with nouns and nouns alone. That means if you say, for example, tall man, that means tall is an adjective because it describes a noun. Fast car. Again, fast is an adjective because it describes a noun. Adjectives only describe nouns. That's how we know if the following word is a noun that means the word that is describing it is an adjective, because adjective only describe nouns. Now, people are nouns, so adjectives describe people. Places are nouns, so adjectives describe places. Things are nouns, and objects are nouns. So adjective describes nouns in general, only nouns. Adverbs, what is the difference? Adverbs tells us how someone is doing something, okay? Like, for example, he drives slowly. They talk quickly. Adverbs are used to describe three things. So we said adjectives describe only one thing, and that is a noun. Adverbs describe three things, okay? So that is how you differentiate between adverbs and verbs, between adverbs and adjectives, is by seeing what they describe. Adverbs describe verbs. Adverbs describe adjectives. And adverbs describe other adverbs, okay? So if the word that is being described is a noun, then it's an adjective. If what's being described is a verb or an adjective or another adverb, then it's an adverb, because that is the job of the adverb. It is used to describe verbs, adjectives, and other adverbs. Let's take some examples. If I say he drives slowly, drives is a verb. So that means slowly is an adjective, is an adverb. They talk quickly. Talk is a verb. That means quickly is an adverb. Let's take a look at they worked quickly. Worked is a verb. That means quickly is an adverb. Now, if this is to describe verbs, okay, like he swims well. He swims well. Well is an adverb. Why? Because swim is a verb. Although it doesn't have an ly at the end, because it is an irregular adverb. We have lots of those. That's why people get confused and like, oh, if it doesn't have an ly, it's not an adverb. No, that is not true. We have lots of adverbs that don't end with an ly. Those are called irregular adverbs. Today, in today's lesson, we will take a look at the most common irregular adverbs that are used in the English language, and we will take a look at them so you will familiarize yourself with the irregular adverbs so you won't get confused. But what we pay attention to is what are we describing. If we're describing a noun, then it's an adjective. If we're describing a verb, then it's an adverb. If we're describing another adjective, like for example, he is tall, we know that tall is an adjective because it describes he, which is a noun, or a pronoun, which is a noun. But if I say he is very tall, he is very tall, that means very is an adverb. Why? Because it is describing the adjective, which is tall. So if I say he is very tall, very here is an adverb. Why? Because it described tall, and tall is an adjective. And we know that adverbs describe adjectives. So it's very is not an adjective, but it's an adverb. Same thing, if I say he talks slowly. I know that slowly is, yes, right, adverb. Why? Because it describes talk, and talk is a verb. So if it describes a verb, that means it's an adverb. Now, how do adverbs describe other adverbs? If I can add here, and I say, he talks very slowly. That will make very an adverb because it describes another adverb. So we have slowly is an adverb, and we have very is an adverb. Why? Because very described slowly. Therefore, it is another adverb. So adverbs can describe verbs like he drives fast. That is, fast is an adverb because it describes drives. If I say he describes very fast, he drives very fast, very here will be an adverb because it describes fast, which is another adverb. If I say he is very tall, then very is an adverb because it describes an adjective, which is tall. Okay? So, to sum up, we use adverbs with verbs, adjectives, and other adverbs. We use adjective to describe nouns and nouns only. Let's take a look at irregular forms of adverbs. We say adjectives end in Y. Okay, adjectives end in Y, change to I, then we add ly. Okay, so if we have happy, we remove that Y and we put ily. Okay, happily. All right, these are irregular forms of adjectives and adverbs. If the adjectives end in le, then the adverb ends in ly. Like, for example, terrible, we just remove the e and we put ly. Okay, so if the adjective ends with le, we remove the e and add ly. If the adjectives end in e, then we add ly and we keep the e. Okay, like safe, safely. You have to practice this a little more at home because it just takes a little practice and you'll get it. Okay, so how do we form regular adverbs? Regular adverbs are just adjectives, we add ly. Like, for example, dangerous, dangerously. Careful, carefully. Nice, nicely. Horrible, horribly. Easy, easily. So if it ends with a consonant and a y, we remove the y and we put ily. Okay? Electronic, electronically. Let's talk about irregular adjectives and adverbs. We have good, which is an adjective because it describes noun. Like, for example, he's a good man. That's an adjective because it describes a noun, which is a man. And well is an adverb. If I can say he drives well, that means it's an adverb because it describes drive, which is a verb. Fast, it stays fast. So adjective fast and adverb fast is the same. How we can tell the difference? It's by looking at what we're describing. If we are talking about this man is fast, then we know it's an adjective because we are describing a man, and a man is a noun. But if we say he talks fast, then we know that we're describing, we know that we are talking about an adverb because we are describing talks, and talks is a verb. Hard is the same. Again, just like fast, we can know if it's an adjective or an adverb by looking at what we're describing. So if we're talking about hard, I'll say, for example, this exam is hard. This exam is hard. It's an adjective because it's talking about an exam. Exam is a noun. But if I say, for example, he works hard, then I know it's an adverb because works is a verb. All right, the final part of today's lesson is how do we know if it's an adjective or an adverb? It's very easy. We look at just what are we describing? What are we talking about? Are we describing a noun? That means it's an adjective. Or are we describing a verb or an adjective or another adverb? Then it's an adverb. Okay, let's take a look. John is a careful driver. We know careful is an adjective because it describes the word driver, and driver is a noun because it's an adjective. John is a careful driver. In this sentence, we say how John is careful. If we want to say that the careful John did not drive the usual way yesterday, then it is an adverb. How? Because we're describing the driving and not John. John did not drive carefully yesterday. John did not drive carefully yesterday. Here we're not talking about John being careful. We're talking about John not driving carefully. Another example, I am a slow walker. I am a slow walker. Here I'm describing I am a slow walker, me. This is describing me as a slow walker. Now, slow is an adjective. If I say I walk slowly, then it's not an adjective, it's an adverb because it's describing walk, and walk is a verb, okay? All right, this is it for today. Make sure you do the quiz, and I will see you in the next class. Have a good one.